Hello, wrestling fans. Vamp 712 at you from the MSW Wrestling Arena here in Cleveland, Ohio. I guess we've been called to a Mercy Press Conference. We're going to find out a lot of stuff that's going on here, and whoa, what the hell is she doing here? If you don't know who the hell if you guys were old school fans from years ago, that is Fatal. Fatal is here at the podium? What? I want to know what's going on here. I want to go, All right, maybe we could get some word about this. Let's find out, folks. Good evening, folks. I know, what a shock. You're surprised to see me, aren't you, huh? Well, it's good to see us. If you know who I am, my name is Georgia Blake. But of course, everybody knows me better as Fatal. Yeah, I have held the world title many times in many federations. I have also been a women's tag team title holder on numerous occasions. I held singles titles around every regional district and everywhere around the world. So it's great to see you. The reason why everybody wants to know why is Fatal here. It's simple. I seen that Bobby Sixkiller has been put in a hospital. He's going to be out for a couple months at least. He says he might take an extended leave of absence because when he got jumped by House of Torture and House of Hardcore. And you know what the funny thing is? If I was in Bobby's shoes, I would never went to that ring. I mean, I gotta admit, that was a bad bunch of hombres in there, and yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they got it. And then also DDP's gonna be out of action too. So I guess from what I know, they called all the stockholders. They asked. None of them wanted to do the job. They called me. And my eyes lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. Even though Christmas is 20 days over with already. But it kind of like makes me feel like I'm celebrating second Christmas. Because this is thrilling. You get to run the federation that you started in years ago. I remember when me and Red Rose and Tracy Torment all came in here. We started up the Vixens Club at the time. It wasn't that really that big at the time because we were all basically rookies and stuff like that. And unfortunately, one of the bookers thought it would be bright to stick me with some teeny bop gimmick called Brittany Love Aguilera. And it's like, that's a sense I did not like that at all. So after that gimmick was over with, that's where I came up with the Fatal gimmick, where I took no crap off of anybody. And I'm going to expect to do the same when I'm over here and Must See Wrestling running it right now. It's going to take a little bit because I'm going to go over it all the papers and everything else. But I'm going to start off with the main topics that are on Square here. Number one, Josh Adams. Yes, Josh Adams, I heard it's going to be out for a couple of months. Problem is, he is a Cinema Wasteland champion. But you know what? I'm not going to strip the poor kid of the title, okay? I know how badly he felt when Leo Moriarty was just laying it on him, and I do apologize about that. Leia has been suspended for comments. I don't know why. I know it's just the thing about it. It's a psychological test nobody doesn't understand. What you're going to learn from the heydays of old school wrestling is that, and I'm an old school, I'm not a sports entertainer. I'm an old schooler basically. You gotta learn how to suck it up, do the suck it up buttercup routine, and go in there and take care of business. Now, Josh Adams, I'm not gonna suspend. I'm not gonna strip him of the title. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring him an interim belt first of all when we bring back the first big show in Philadelphia, which should be maybe coming up. Maybe who knows? Maybe this coming weekend or something like that. I mean, would be great. We're still gonna run a couple house shows, decide some stuff and everything. Basically, I think about making it maybe an 8-man match or a 10-man rumble to decide the interim Cinema Wasteland champion. This will be our Cinema Wasteland champion for now. And when Josh Adams comes back, we will have a match between the interim champion and Josh Adams the current Cinema Wasteland champion, decide who's going to be the undisputed Cinema Wasteland title holder. Now, second of all, I heard some people grumbling at the belt quite a bit. Yeah, and stuff like that about Joe Kenny being handed the MSW World title by Dick Togo. And everybody was asking, what is management going to do about it? What is this going to happen? How's this going to happen? And thank you very much for timing out that promote. Yeah, timing them out. That's not the time right now. Well, you know what? My decision is controversial. Nobody's not going to like it. But hey, you know what? Most of you are trolls out there, okay? You guys are trolls. You go out there every day complaining about the product, complaining about the great sport of professional wrestling because Uncle Vince decided to name it. He decided to say it was entertainment so he can avoid paying medical fees for his employees, which is a bunch of crap. Let me say something right now here. Here's what my decision is. Dick Togo gave Joe Kenny the belt, so therefore Dick Togo's not the champion. Right now, Joe Kenny, I'm going to let him be the champion, but I'm going to put a special word by him. Surrogate. Right now, he's a surrogate world champion until I have a big main event hooked up coming up on the big show in Philadelphia. And that main event is going to be a cage or no escape for the MSW World title. It'll be the champion, the surrogate champion, Joe Kenny, going against the former champion, Grim Gorey. And here's how it's going to go. Grim Gorey wins, he's the MSW World Champion. Joe Kenny wins, he gets that surrogate title removed from him, and becomes the MSW World Champion. Now, you know what? There's another thing I'm going to decide not to do anymore. I decide not to fine and tax. I'm not going to fine people for attacking other competitors. Because you know what? What I learned in the old days is that every time you fine somebody, it makes them more angry. It makes them want to go and do something worse. You know, God knows. Next time you get a sucker punch in the face and somebody and you fine that person, maybe the next person that person faces, they may get their bones broken. They may get, just on delivery, just to spite the management. I'm pretty sure I heard about this general manager this past Thursday fining everybody for sucker punching somebody after a match. Hey, it's a risk that you take in a ring. God knows. You know what? I won many matches, and God knows how many times I got beat down just because I won. And let me put it this way. I mean, you know, I don't know the reason why all of a sudden they want to fine people like there's some kind of saint. I mean, where was you guys at before when you fined somebody before? I mean, there's just the thing about it. I've seen people getting jumped backstage on other shows and everything else, and they just didn't do anything about it. Now all of a sudden you want to be patron saints? Nah. Because according to the fans, they claim it's all scripted. And of course, once again, you can thank Uncle Vince for all that. Well, you know what? It's not scripted when you get your nose broken. It's not scripted when you get your elbow dislocated and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you that what right now, I mean. So the only time you're going to get fined or suspended for something is when you attack a management person. And you know what? House of Hardcore and House of Torture, I'm going to fine you guys. I'm going to fine you guys each a $25,000 gift card to Saks Fifth Avenue, and you bring it to me by the end of the week. You understand? I'm not here to please anybody. You know what? I don't want to be the first Antonio Inoki. I don't want to be the next Antonio Inoki. I don't want to be the next Vic Cruiser. I don't want to be the next Bobby Six Killer. I don't want to be the next DDP. I want to be the first Fatal. And I'll say that much right now. Everybody wonders why I'm speaking with a lot of angst, because you know what? Scott Tonic passed away from me. And nobody didn't seem to report on that. You know, how you doing, Fatal? How you doing about that? How you doing about this? And how you doing? Yeah, how's it going? You know what? Let me say something right now. I hurt too. I definitely hurt too, folks. And I mean, and the ones that did pay condolences to Scott Tonic, thank you. It sucks to be a widow. So that's another thing too. Basically, yeah. Right now I'm gonna turn this up and down, and everybody's wondering, War Games tournament, is that still gonna go on since it's an invention of Bobby Six Killer? Yes, it is gonna be. So far, we got 3 teams signed up for it. We got the Red Syndicate, which is going to consist of Malachi Abramoff, Dominus, Terminus, and Gunther. Somebody asked me, how could an Austrian cooperate with can be a Russian compadre with a bunch of Russians? I told him, go watch the movie Red Heat. You remember when Schwarzenegger played Ivan Danko? Schwarzenegger's Austrian, and he played a Russian guy. End of story. And of course, Macho Man talking about he had to vacate his company's championship because of someone from a different company won it, and we don't have room or the contracts for him. Well, you know what? I understand, Macho Man. And you know what? Hey, I hope MSW is well represented in those fatal 5-way matches, and whoever you put in there from MSW, I do greatly appreciate it. I was reading here on my I was reading here on my little cheat sheet tablet here. Even us greats, we need that sometimes, and I admit. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna get this going here. I mean, Philadelphia. I'll know when the set date's gonna be. I'm gonna guess next week. We're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show in Philadelphia next week. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back and watch this. I'm not gonna stick my nose in everything. I mean, you I will just consider this like the Wild West right now. You I will just consider this like fist fight at the MSW Corral because that's what it's gonna be. Two people from MSW already, Brandon Styles and Corey. Good, good. But the thing about it, I can't represent Brandon Styles because he does work for MSW, but he is a CTL original. But you know what? I got no problem with it. He is under MSW contract. He still is. Let's put it that way. And I'll tell you what, there is, I'm going to start fixing up some things here and everything else. Like I said, I'm not here to be the next Six Killer, the next DDP, the next Vic Cruiser, the next Mick Foley, or the next Antonio Noki. Or the next Macho Man for that matter. I am here to be the first Fatal. And I guarantee you right now, you know what? I'm not going to fine like I said, once again, I'm not going to fine or tax people. You got a problem with somebody, take it up with me, come to me, grow yourself a pair, ask for a match, and I'll be glad to book it. And that's another thing for everybody else. If you don't ask for a request for a match unless you're a champion, there's going to be a chance now that you may not get booked for the show. You don't come to me asking for a matchup. I don't know what you want. I don't know if you want to be off that weekend or you want a match. Please let me know. I will love. You know what? I love when somebody takes. I love when somebody takes initiative. And that's the thing about it. And basically, you know what? Like I said, get ready for fatality. Like I said, I'm going to be one that doesn't take any crap off anybody. But I'm also going to be as fair as I can be. In this day and age, I mean, I've seen over the last 30 years how the state of the wrestling world has changed. Oh, Macho Man tapped out. Oh wow, Macho Man! You said that Price Sanders tapped out the TV champion earlier today. Yeah, he's a tough one, no doubt about it. He just held recently the trios title down there, and I think if I'm correct, I think I see a rematch coming up for these guys against Hell's End. I think I'm gonna book these guys in the Hell in a Cell matchup. I think that's the only way we can settle this between these two warring factions over these trios titles. So let me put that on my list too. Trios titles: Hell's End, Wrestling's Worst Nightmare, Hell in a Cell. Enough said. And you know what? Like I said, who's still here on the roster? Welcome aboard. Thank you for your loyalty. Like I said, I told you rules down pat. And you know what? Be ready. Be ready for anything. Be ready for the unexpected. Since everybody thinks this is scripted, we'll see how scripted you guys feel. I guarantee you right now, you might not be feeling that after a month going into this. You know what? Thank you all. Have a good night. And hey, go Niners! You just heard from Fattel. Close it out with "Go Niners." Oh my gosh! And Macho Man just said on the thing down there. He says we do have a couple episodes planned for tonight. We are planning to create the we are on the road to crown the first new MUOW World Championship. Yeah, I heard a story about that from a press conference from Macho Man, saying that they weren't able to get a contract with the guy who won the title, so they had to vacate. Hey, sometimes you gotta do that, unfortunately, but nonetheless, this is a shock here, folks. Fatalo is going to be running MSW until Six Killer decides to come back, or DDP, or maybe both. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out what can happen here. I mean, she laid out a lot of stern philosophies here. For now, I am Vamp712, and hope you all have a good night here from MSW Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, wait a minute, Fatale's coming over here. Hello there, Vamp. Hello, Fatale. Is there any tanning salons around here? Because I know I'm not going to get any sun right now in this cold weather. So, yeah. If you do, let me know, and you'll get paid a bonus, definitely. Well, okay, so Fatale is already relying on me for help for that. All right, there you go. For now, I am Vamp712. Have a good night, and we shall, yeah, get the next big show. You heard it's going to be in Philadelphia. We don't know when, but I guess in between we'll have a couple house shows. Take care, everybody. Good night.